Alrighty, guys. Now, former Xbox boss Peter Moore, he says that Gen Z may reject new consoles in favor of smartphones and PCs. So what he's saying is, why would you spend? I'll leave a link to the full article below, of course. But he's saying, why would you spend $500 on a console when you have your smartphone? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? So, and of course, while you have a PC right now, why would you buy a console? Why would you do that? Now, we've heard this before. We've heard it with tablets taking over PCs. We've heard it with ebooks taking over printed books. Never really did happen, did it? It's just this actually has come out before. I think people have said this before in the past. And I kind of believed it at the time. When you get that smartphone, that new iPhone or something, and you see how powerful that thing is, you're like, man. But it never has really happened. It just never has really happened. I'm not want to play on a small smartphone. And of course, the PC argument's always been the same. With consoles, you don't have to worry about updates or anything. It's simple. It's simple for the dumb consumer. Is what I don't say that as being mean. I'm just saying somebody that wants to just come in from work and turn on their system and it works. I don't have to worry about, is my system strong enough to run this thing at 4K? I don't have to worry about that. Can I run it at 120 frames per second? I just put the game in on the console and there it is. And that's the way I see it. Most people, there is a segment of people that love the most power and all this. They get crazy. I want the biggest graphic. I want the best graphics card. I got the best PC. All this stuff, blah, blah, blah. But the most part, we just want to come home, put a game in, or download a game now, I guess, and just play it. So consoles, they're not going anywhere. And of course, you're not going to be able to play Mario on your PC unless you got emulators and stuff like that. And that's a whole nother thing. Again, that's stuff I look at as, that is not the big segment. That's like the casual gaming segment is where everybody's at. I mean, there's hardcore gamers out there and all that, but it's mostly casual people like me. So, I mean, it's not going to happen. You're not going to buy that new smartphone and say, well, I'm going to go download the new Mario game and play it. That's not going to happen. You're not going to buy your new PC and just get the new God of War game. You might get it a year down the road, but what I'm saying is, if you want it right then, you're going to have a console. So, and consoles, they're not going anywhere, people. I know sales have been sluggish and all this, but the main thing is there are not a lot of games to play right now. If they was the new hit games, look at Helldivers, for example. I mean, look at that. I mean, if there's new hit games, people's going to buy it. But the point I'm making is, they're like, consoles just coming to an end. They're not gonna spend $500. Well, they spent $1,500 on their new iPhone. What's an extra $500 for a game system? That's the way I was looking at it too. I was like, I spent $1,000 on a tablet, on the new Samsung Tablet 9, and I was like, I spent $1,000 on that. And to me, the PlayStation's $500. The Xbox Series S is $300. The Switch is what, $350 or something? To me, that's actually cheap. It's not like I spend more on my smartphones and my computers than I do on my consoles. So, and the console plays the game better. You're not gonna. I'm not getting into the PC thing, but the thing is, with your smartphone, look at the screen size versus your, console hooked up to a TV. And also people saying that the living room's coming to an end. People's gonna watch everything on their phones and on their tablets. People's not gonna watch their TV no more. How did that pan out? So, consoles, they're not going anywhere. Some of these articles are just clickbait. And that's just how it is. But we've heard this over and over. We know Nintendo's not stopping, and we know Sony's not stopping. Plus, this is an Xbox guy that said this. So, of course, he's in last place, and nobody's buying his console. So he would be like, well, nobody's buying my console, so nobody must be interested anymore. That makes sense. But that's the way I see it, people. As always, I want to thank you so much for watching. There's always going to be a place for smartphone gaming, PC gaming, and console. It's 3 different beasts. It really is. I'm not saying one is better than the other, but we know console's not going anywhere. Sony already has a PlayStation 6 lined up. Xbox has their next system lined up. Nintendo has their next system lined up. So, you want to play the new Zelda game, you're going to be buying a new Switch. So anyway, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Toodles!